Hi you guys, so I'm still recovering from a flu that I had on Monday, so sorry if I still sound sick. But I wanted to share with you guys two pieces of advice that I got around the time that my husband and I were married related to marriage advice. And it's two pieces that have really stuck with me throughout my marriage. I've been married to my husband for almost 8 years, but I've been with him for about 10 or 11 years. I can't remember right now. But the first thing that somebody told me, and this came from someone who has been married to their spouse for about 40 years, and she told me that when it comes to marriage, you really have to consider yourself and your husband the only people involved in any type of decision making or lifestyle choices. Like, you guys are the only ones who are involved. And in my case, with my marriage, this has actually been really true. There's one example that comes to mind, and that is girls' night out. For me, I've never really been the type of wife to need girls' night out. As I was growing up, even when I was single and I went to clubs, I was always so awkward and so uncomfortable at clubs. It just really, I've mentioned this to you guys before, nightclubs and dance clubs, it just really aren't for me. And it's not because I'm not a social person, because I'm a very, very social person. I love to talk, I love to dance, I used to drink. So it's not that, it's just, it's not my environment. So I don't really need that type of atmosphere. As far as like sleepovers with girls and all that kind of stuff, I just really don't need that anymore in my life. I would much rather spend time with my husband and my son. So because I don't need that, and my husband is supportive of that, as a couple, we don't do girls' night out or guys' night out, and that's just our thing. Now, I know that a lot of my friends will criticize me for that and say, no, you need your you time. He needs his time. And, we have our time. If I need my private time, I'll go into another room in the house and I'll spend some time alone. Or we can even be in the same room and have our own time. He'll be quietly on his computer or whatever, and I'll be quietly on my laptop. We don't really necessarily desire to spend time away from each other. And I know that a lot of like my single friends who either don't have any boyfriends or who are recently divorced.
Mom wants to guys.
Okay. They have a problem with this, but it's just the way that our lifestyle is. And so the second piece of advice would have to be advice that came from my husband's grandfather. And this was while he was on his deathbed, actually. And he was very, very sick. And one of the things that I asked him when I went up to him was, what is his best advice for married couples, like to ensure that their marriage will last. And what he said to me was that for every relationship, we have to understand and we have to realize that no matter what problem or what obstacle you go through, there is always a solution. For every single problem, for every single obstacle, you can always come together as a couple and you can come up with a good and healthy solution. Now, for my husband and I, we have actually been able to do that, and we've been through that situation where we've had to encounter problems or really difficult situations, because I'm not trying to act like my marriage is perfect, but we've actually been able to sit down and come to a healthy conclusion where neither he or I can be 100% happy, but at least the relationship is what's most important to us, and it is salvaged. Anyway, part of the reason why I don't record vlogs that much anymore is because my toddler is going through a stage where he has to scream and cry for everything, and the way I'm reacting to it is I'm ignoring him in his face, but I don't I'm not neglecting him, but I just don't give in to what he needs at that moment if he's screaming and crying. And so it's been making it very difficult for me to record vlogs from home. Like right now he's in his room and he's crying, and I'm not one of those YouTube moms who ignores their kids, you guys. I don't want you guys to think that, but he's crying because I'm ignoring him, and I told him I'm not going to give in to him until he asks for whatever it is that he wants nicely, which he's not doing anymore. Now he'll just go, I want blah blah blah, and he'll just yell it out, and I'm like, no, you need to use your nice voice. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm mean. But anyway, the last piece of advice was that that there's a problem, there's a solution to every problem. And like I said, in our case with my marriage, we have run into situations where we've had to create solutions. And like I said, I'm not always happy with the solution. He isn't always happy with the solution. But the most important thing is our relationship. That's what's most important. That we salvage it, not salvage it, but that we take care of it and protect it. So yeah, so those are the two best pieces of advice that I ever received for marriage. And if you guys want to throw in your 2 cents and you guys want to give everyone else advice on what you think is the best marriage advice or marital advice, go ahead and leave it in the comments area, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Are you all done screaming and crying?
No, thank you. Really.
Are you all done? So we can put the video on. Are you all done screaming and crying?
It is put the TV back.
Well, you need to stop screaming. You need to stop screaming, please. Can you use your normal voice? Can you use your normal voice like this? Mama, I want to watch the 2 little guys. Okay.
To Mama.
Okay.